Now then, woo, there we go. What do you reckon to this? Hey, this is my latest painting that I've just completed. Acrylic paint on canvas, and I just want to really give you a bit of a background story about how I went about getting to do this painting and how I went about doing it. So first of all, how did I come about getting to do it? Well, an ex-colleague of mine from school days contacted me. She now works at Armfield Academy Primary School in Blackpool, and this is a school that has been named after the Blackpool footballing legend Jimmy Armfield. And she realised that there actually wasn't a picture of Jimmy in the foyer to Armfield Academy Primary School, and she wondered if, rather than having a photograph, I would be prepared to do a portrait. So challenge accepted, and this is what I've ended up with. Now, you end up with that, but how do you go about getting to that in the first place? Well, the most obvious thing nowadays is you get on your phone and you start finding pictures. There's Jimmy there, which I used to produce this picture here, and you start finding the relevant pictures which will help you to produce the finished image. And there's the other one there, which I used for the older version of him on that side there. And once I'd got those pictures, I did a couple of sketches. Now, to start with, I didn't even consider the older version, but I came up with this idea. So we had Jimmy, we had the school, we had the badge in there, but to me that looked a little bit empty, too much emptiness over here. So what I thought then, wondered, what could I do to improve this? Well, I thought I could put in the younger and the older, and it also relates to the school. This school used to be a school called Arnold in Blackpool, and it changed to Armfield a few years ago. So you've got like the old and the new school coming together. You've got the older building and the newer building here coming together, and you've got the older and the younger Jimmy there with the crest in the middle. So that's the sort of image I came up with. Notice it's not in great detail. You don't have to do it in great detail. You're just working out an idea. So that's what I showed my friend. She was happy with it. So it was time to go for it and produce the final picture. And this is how it looked. It's taken roughly about 15 hours to do, on and off. Took quite a while to do it. I started with the background, which is pretty straightforward, but then coming on to the portraits, I was actually quite worried about doing them, because they've got to, if it's going on the wall, it's got to look like the chap, and hopefully I think I've got it looking like him. Hopefully people will agree with me. I thought this one would be the hardest. It was actually the easiest. Did that really quickly. This one proved to be a lot more difficult for some reason. I don't know why, but that did take me a lot longer. I actually had to stop doing that after I'd done the face. I had to stop doing it because it took me ages to get the face sorted. And that's what you do. If you find it's getting too much, you stop, go away, come back another day. Came back another day, got that done quite quickly. Okay, and that's that's one of my little tips. If you find it's getting too much for you, stop. Otherwise you'll wreck it. One thing I do want to point out is the use of shading. This is something I really work with, and I was in that. My painting style is inspired by a chap called Rembrandt from hundreds of years ago, Dutch artist, who really used strong contrasts between light areas and dark areas to give shape. I suppose it's most best shown there with the football, the light going round to the dark. He used really strong contrast, and that gave the shape a three-dimensional image. Because remember, what you're working on here is a flat canvas. It's a 2-dimensional canvas, and you want to make a 3-dimensional shape coming out there. Okay, so it's the use of your paint to do that. You're creating an illusion, as if that's almost sticking out, and that's what Rembrandt did. So that's the sort of thing I'm trying to do. And one little tip when you're working with shadow, a lot of people think, oh, just use black, just slap some black on there, you know, that'll sort it out. No. Okay, just use black, you end up with a Tim Burton style horror face. A lot more gentle than that. If you look at any face, the light and dark in the face, you'll see blues, you'll see purples, you'll see dark browns, you'll see reds. Okay, you don't see pure black, and that's really important. You know, some people don't like using black paint. I do use black paint to make colours darker, but not a pure black. Some people mix dark brown, burnt umber with ultramarine, dark blue, and that makes a pretty decent black. But I do, you know, sometimes I put a little black in to make it darker, and that's how I come up with that. But certainly in the faces, you know, there's browns in there, there's blues in there, there's reds on the nose. Another little trick, you want to make things stand out, put warm colours in it. So where your nose is, I can see reds in there. Put red in there. Not a thick red, look like a blooming clown with a red nose or anything like that, but the warm colouring that out. When you've got the shadows, add blues, cold colours, blues, purples. That'll take things back. Things don't stick out as much. And then also highlight with white. Little highlights on there make things stand out. Okay, so there's your tailor tips for today. So this has been my latest adventure. It's like I say, I didn't do it all the time. I've been on and off for over a few months to get this done. But this is now done, and it's going to be going to the school next week. And I move on to something else. Next one's going to be quite interesting, actually. Let's show you. Painting one of these. PlayStation controller. That should be quite interesting. But more of that later on. This is my next challenge. Okay. Bye for now.